Man, mina ngintwana encane Joyce wepanko, where nothing really ever happens. You understand?
Yeah.
When I said I wanted to be a millionaire, I didn't have anyone to reference to be a millionaire. When I said I wanted to be the biggest thing on radio, I didn't have anyone to reference that was the biggest on radio at the time.
Yeah.
You understand? So I've always had these dreams that came from Soweto to Etembi Isa, Alexandra and stuff. Why? Because if you took South African youth culture influence and you leave out mental liberation music, man, you'd have made a very huge, big mistake. But we understand on how. We booked Kabza the Small when it was unfashionable to do so. We even had people who had a counter PR attack saying that Kabza the Small will not come. They have conversations with him. They spoke with him. He said he does not know anything about Mametla. We're trying to protect our territory. You understand? You cannot come from where you are coming from, make a mess in my own yard, and I keep quiet.
I get it.
You cannot do that. And if the Mrena is saying that, remember, this is what we're trying to fight ideologically.
Yes.
And the people who are saying that Africa should be one are not people who are outside of South Africa. These are people in South Africa who don't want to go back home.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're comfortable. Yeah. And that's it. Let there be one Africa. No, you can't do that. And when Gayton speaks to us, he informs. These people are here to take over.
What do you disagree with them?
No, you see, Gayton politically he needs to habula a bit, man. He must represent something. This thing. No. Spinning, I see. Now, one time we are standing for the criminals, and now we are still dealing with this issue of you removing foreign nationals and stuff when we voted for you. And then now you want to be a motivational speaker and have a chief choose one thing.
Nah.
No. Gayton. Right now, as I say to you, before us, there was no one. After us, there will be no one, which makes us the only one. We are told that other major platforms that do the same thing that we're doing were found shaking when they were told, Uti, Umangoba, Umkitlisi, Umashaya, Uma Podcastingwithdarius is coming. Shaya comrades, not gay, just so I must sit properly. Yeah, no, I can't do that. So if anything does not work out this year, by elections, we are sending this comrade to legislature. Come 2020, after 4 years, we are going to parliament, if God gives me life. So no, chief. This thing of recording and. I'm tired, chief. Easy, so it's that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, how are you? I'm back again. We are back again. This is a very special episode today. You'll get to understand as the episode proceeds. A very special man to a lot of us. Young boys. 0414, 432. I can attest to that. Also, I'm going to ask something that has never been done. I'm going to do my intro. And I'm going to ask him to give me 2 intros. One in English and one in your home language. I just want to show people. He posted something. He's not an MC. He's an event controller.
I'm a festival controller.
A festival controller.
Yeah.
You'll see the difference. You'll see the difference.
Yeah.
Welcome to another one. It's your boy, the Darius. Darius, I hustle up the cut. And I am with...
Dara salama sana, obrigado santa sana, murkabela, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is William Muhumuzi Mashile Baloyi. If passion is obsession, I'm obsessed with the mic. I'm just a young man from a small village called Pankop with a big dream of holding the mic.
Can you see that little kid? Can you see it with the smile?
Sure.
How do you do that?
I mean, man, I'm getting goosebumps talking to you now. Just as you were telling me he's not an MC, he's a festival controller. And I'm reminded that I've been entrusted with the message by African greats, gods, masterpieces, and my ancestors to just come and give hope. Just like you are the Machiavelli of our day, age, and time. And you've been entrusted with the storytelling. You represent many of our people, many whom you do not even know. That's why the podcast got to a level where it got to at the time that it got to. You and I, to answer your question, have been sent by ancestors, African greats and masters, to come and give hope to those that don't have, to come and be the voice to those that don't have the voice. So I don't know where it comes from, but I know it comes from people that I cannot see with my naked eye.
They said educational.
Yeah.
We are delivering.
Yeah.
Wow. So you are who you are,
Yes.
Mr. Baloyi.
Yes, sir.
How do you then navigate towards you emceeing at the time?
Yeah. It hasn't fun. Talking to you gives me so many goosebumps, man. I'm with my boy Neo today, and whom I found through Purpose,
Yeah.
I'm recording with Nasi Nation, whom I found through Purpose, You are interviewing me, Machiavelli, whom I met through Purpose, you understand?
Yes.
So I am who I am, my king. You understand? And
Yeah.
for as long as there's still a gap in the industry, and me defining myself will be incomplete without the stories of our people. As I speak to you right now, and I know this is a very sensitive issue, dog, but there's a spirit of Kanyamo Taung in the studio with me today, a young boy who told me that, Hotman, I'm a rapper, I'm a rapper, I love this, Nzobona Pambi. And a couple of years later, I heard that the boy had passed on. I really beat myself up, but I never got time to cry or be emotional. And I feel like this podcast is going to make me so emotional because I fought with so many families, my dog, for kids that were talented and didn't want anything to do with university and all of that, himself included, you understand? So yourself included, you understand? And I fought with a lot of parents. And today when I sit back and I relax and I look and I'm like, man, it was worth it. I'm never therefore defined by the mistakes that I made. I'm never therefore defined by being the first, because when you're the first, I was telling Aboneo, when you're the first, you make mistakes. You're clownish, and the rest that come after you, they polish and they become the best. And maybe my position is just to become clownish, start it and never finish it.
You have a funny way of shaking one's soul. I honestly didn't expect, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to talk about Kanya.
Sure. Sure, okay.
A legend in my eyes.
Sure.
A legend in, my peers.
Sure.
He had that thing of chasing his dream when people saw it as
when
a
it was
taboo.
unfashionable to do so.
He was a young boy.
Yeah, very young. And I'll tell you this story for free. He stayed at one of the most dangerous places in Sunnyside. There's a flat in Sunnyside, I forget the name. That building is one of the most dangerous flats you'll find in Sunnyside. On any day, if I remember, you ask anyone, I used to stay at this place, they'll tell you. That boy was determined.
And he had the kahunas.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
16, 17.
Yeah.
But he's always with us. I think we feel him every time. Even the strength to even do what we're doing right now. To get to this point, he's been a huge part of the journey.
I mean, let me tell you this, bro. If he didn't do what he did, you guys wouldn't be doing what you are doing today. Zola 7 says the carpet used to be white before all of us. And then our great-grandfathers and great-grandmothers spilled their blood on the white carpet. And it became red with their blood. That's why you and I, when we go to awards, special events today, we walk on the red carpet. That is somebody's blood. That is somebody's toil. That is the story of our people. It's an honor for you to walk there because somebody had to spill blood there for you to walk there freely today as a hero.
Is that really like the true story of the red carpet?
I mean, it's how we African people, we storytellers, but that's how we got to the red carpet. It used to be white.
Damn. I know, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And it's very eye-opening though.
Yeah, it has to be. Let me not disturb you and carry on with Sure.
Teach me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that tomorrow I also know what to talk about. The right time, right place.
Yeah.
Also, you have rubbed shoulders.
Yeah.
With the legendary Mr. Kani.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
DJ's Boo.
Yeah.
Legend also.
Yeah.
In his own right.
Yeah.
When you rub shoulders with these type of people, what does that do to your ego?
Man, you know, where nothing really ever happens. You understand?
Yeah.
When I said I wanted to be a millionaire, I didn't have anyone to reference to be a millionaire. When I said I wanted to be the biggest thing on radio, I didn't have anyone to reference that was the biggest on radio at the time.
Yeah.
You understand? So I've always had these dreams that came from SOA to Etembi Isa, Alexandra and stuff. Why? Because in my own hood, nobody was doing it at a level that I wanted to do it to. For me, it was confirmation. How do I feel when I rub shoulders with those people? One time I was interviewing Theo Baloyi during the heart of lockdown, and I said, Theo, you are opening your biggest, at the time I was opening his biggest warehouse, right? And I say, Grootman, you're opening your biggest warehouse. And he said, I'm not here, dog. I'm in my office in Dubai. I'm employing more people than I've employed. You guys are here. I'm already done, man. This is just confirmation. So every time I rub shoulders with Abu Sbuda, Abu Banban, I was already done, dog. Those were dreams. If you go to my room and you check my room, their names are there, their pictures are there. So for me, it was confirmation of what God and ancestors had said to me before I even met with these people. For me, my brother, is always conversation. It's just always a conclusion to a story that God told me years ago. There's a quote I wrote, man, that if you become big in your community, you later become big in your country, then later in your continent. I wrote it when I was very young. So me rubbing shoulders with these people was just confirmation of a young man from a small village called Pankop who had very big dreams. And I also told myself, well, I'm a Theo, I'm a Lekao Sehwana, I'm a DJ's Boo. Whoever that you think is big, I've always thought of myself as that. Only now when I'm old and I'm like, all right, because the industry has broken my heart a couple of times. Radio has broken my heart a couple of times. I would not lie. A couple of things have broken my heart a couple of times, and also realizing and learning the truth about life. That life is not as you see it, as you think, man. And also, I think collecting enemies from people I've always looked up to, really, really, really broke my heart. But man, I'm a die-hard, man. Never give up, never give in, never stop. Those are my mantras. Dog.
You never give up.
I never give up. I never give up.
You used to be a fan of John Cena,
No, I was a Batista fan.
Oh, you're a Batista fan?
Bro. I was a crazy Batista fan, and the reason I was never a John Cena fan is the same reason I'm not a fan of your favorite car today. I'm a car of an underdog. You understand? So Batista was that guy that was coming from. I think there were three. He used to be part with. I think Batista was from something called.
Don't forget that menu, ne?
Yeah, man. Two generations of. Yo, man.
So if you're talking about the Batista,
you Roman Reigns and
no, too old for that. I'm too old for that.
Okay.
No, I'm too old. Me, I was a John Cena at his peak.
You were John Cena at his peak. Me, I was Triple H. I was Batista.
Yeah.
Who's this RKO guy?
Ooh, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Him, Triple H, and Batista, I stand to be corrected. I think they used to be part of the same team called.
Oh yeah, and Ric Flair also.
You catch my drift.
Yeah, I was too young, but I understand.
They used to be part. There used to be a very huge, powerful team.
Yeah.
So what had happened was that Batista broke away,
Yeah.
and then he started being the Batista that we with that thing of is it the spear? You call it the spear.
Yeah, it's the
Batista was the Batista with the spear, my dog. You understand? And him breaking away. That is my childhood story, dog.
Yeah.
I fought like section already. I had fought with neighbors. I had fought with other people. I already fought with my cousins and stuff from a very young age. So green side, understand? So I've always this thing of adapting and breaking away all the time and stuff. That was my thing. So even the most loved car, it's not really my favorite. My favorite is the underdog that is always just kicking some serious behind, you know? Even with the cell phones, man, I'm not an iOS person for an obvious reason that if you ask everyone, it's like, oh, under an iOS, you know? I'm just this underdog, you know, the Chinese coming up and stuff. And I'm like, yo, that is my story. You understand? I've always been that guy that believes in underdogs. You understand? I mean, when we were pushing a couple of people in the industry through the company, I said, what are you doing with this guy? And we knew that eventually it's going to come full circle.
Mental liberation.
Yeah.
You had the idea in mind.
Yeah.
Founder and CEO.
Yeah.
What did you see? What was the plan?
Utata uMadiba uNxolo uMsila uvele bambhentsele dalibonga Nelson Mandela. It's on the 5th of December 2013. It's rainy, my brother. And Robert Sobukwe starts to speak to me. And Thomas Sankara starts to whisper things into my ears. And the image of an image I've always portrayed as God starts to whisper things into my mind. It took me about 4 or 5 hours before I slept that night, because automatically, if you're a spiritual person, the day Utata Madiba passed away, something had to happen to you. That's when many poems came out. And as I went to sleep, in my vision, in the speakers, something kept on saying mental liberation, mental liberation, mental liberation.
Yeah.
We had a responsibility to come and liberate the minds of young South Africans, but in particular Africans, to say that you have the responsibility and the obligation to think beyond what you've been taught and told. I had a problem with why Beyonce would sell out a show in South Africa that a South African prime artist at the time couldn't sell. I had a problem with people that were selling more books in South Africa as foreign authors that Xenophobia would never sell. I had a problem with the fact that there was no employment in Pankop, yet every morning Albani brings bread. We use toothpaste, all of us, but we get it from Aquafresh and all of them. And I was like, but we can create our own economy as villagers. So I had a problem with how a lot of things were done at that particular point in time. And I was reading a book called Down 2nd Avenue by Eskia Mphahlele. It was messing up with my mind. I'm reading something called Things Fall Apart by Prof. Chinua Achebe. Albert, it's messing up with my mind. And I'm very young at the time. It's 2013. You know, I was very young at the time. So that's how mental liberation started as an idea.
How old were you?
Must have been 18, 19 at the time.
2013?
Yeah, 2013, yeah. Damn. Yeah, must have been 18, 19 at the time. These people are talking to me, and we gotta do this, man. We gotta deliver South Africa to the people of South Africa, but with liberated people.
And then you push it to the masses.
Yeah, then we so it's 2013, 2014. We start, to push it in Pretoria. And how funny enough, man, how I got to State Theatre. You never asked me about that. So mental liberation and State Theatre go hand in hand.
All right.
The platform that we were pushing on a Friday afternoon called the Prison, Mahofi Prison outside State Theatre, majority of the people started calling it mental liberation because that was at the height of us pushing the name mental liberation. We were pushing it so hard. People started naming places where we were at mental liberation. There was a college I worked with called Roostec. People started calling Roostec mental liberation. So it was a problem. Yeah, so how I ended up getting myself in trouble was I had a little office where I used to work for that particular company, and I opened my own office so that I can operate mental liberation. But nicely they used to come. You came as well.
Within the institution.
Yeah, within the institution. So therefore, I've always been in trouble with that. But then obviously then we would have conversations with the guys, would have conversations with Tato, we have conversations with quite a number of people that today feel like, we've sold out, you understand? But we had a conversation with a lot of people with regards to taking it off the ground. A lot of comrades that maybe their names don't come to mind now, but they were there and they've got each and every right to say that they were the founders of the organization. It's just that it just happened to come from a small village called Pankop, and then we brought it to this side. Yeah, man, and obviously when you got there, I was very energetic at the time. I had the platforms. Radio was still, on my side. State Theatre was still on my side at the time as well. And yeah, man, we got to push it to a level where we pushed it, and then we started coming to schools where we met with quite a number of young people, talent and whatnot. Inspired quite a number of people, man, and people were, people started, this thing of, and I feel like it was particularly meant to just, because mental liberation, when we found it, we wanted to do away with mental slavery. You understand? People should think beyond what they were taught and told. We wanted to do away with xenophobic attacks and all of that. But at the main, we wanted to celebrate black artistic prowess and excellence. And I feel the artistic prowess and excellence part of mental liberation was what we embraced. Because a lot of boys who were artists and stuff and girls started, going out of their cocoon and saying, we really, really want to be with you. And then we're pretty grateful.
So were you the A&R manager, roadman, everything? Were you that, or did you have people that were?
I did, man. I mean, as a young boy, right? I was inspired by these guys, like I tell you, Young Tola, Abo Zola, Scooter, and all those people. So I used to operate and think like that. You understand? Sorry about that. So I used to operate and think like that. You understand? So when I got into the industry, and then we pushed a bit with mental liberation, but I did not have the funds, right? And then obviously then I met with my friend Vincent Lipuli, and I'm like, yo, man, let's open a record label. And then we gather, we open a record label, we call it Mental Liberation Musica. You understand? And that's when if you talk history, if you talk South African youth culture influence and you leave out Mental Liberation Music, man, you would have made a very huge, big mistake.
You got to work with the biggest dancer in the world. Yeah. Which is Limpopo Boy.
Sure.
How do you foresee the greatness?
And I'll tell you about Limpopo Boy just now, right? And it's a name that has got traction and everything that comes with it and all of that. And he's my brother, right? But the industry has a lot of politics, right? So I'm going to be very careful about how I narrate that particular story.
Are you giving me PR answer?
No, I will never do that. Not me. Everyone but me. I'll never do that. I want to tell you. And don't forget the Limpopo Boy thing so that we understand and how. We booked Kabza the Small when it was unfashionable to do so. We even had people who had a counter PR attack saying that Kabza the Small will not come. They have conversations with him. They spoke with him. He said he does not know anything about Mametlaki.
Yes.
I go from here to Val. There was a guy called Josiah. I hope this thing goes nationwide. So Josiah remembers that I pulled him off stage. I'm like, hey, chief, we want this guy. Josiah was using a Standard Bank account. Right?
So who's Josiah?
Josiah was the then manager when Kabza was so big, but the bookings were overwhelming.
Right.
I speak to Josiah. I'm like, yo, Josiah, look, this is the case, my brother. This guy is...
Who's the manager now?
Tuli. It's like...
Before he found the...
Yeah, leave those days.
No, but
Tuli. Tuli is Muri, right? Tuli is Muri. Kyops. Okay. Yeah, Kyops. Sorry. Yeah. So this is Josiah.
Okay.
Josiah Muri says, no, this is my account chief.
Yeah.
If you want him, he will come. At the time, he's Mooring with Lihleza. Prime time. Prime time. You can't mess with that. Lihleza is on his prime. Umshove is showering the whole country. Kabza is on his prime. You catch my bro, my baby. So we get there, and I say, Josiah, we need this guy. Josiah says, okay, sharp. I'll charge you this X amount. I'm like, consider it done. I call Vincent. I'm like, yo, Vincent, this is the case. Do you have the account number? I'm like, yeah, he moves the transaction. We've got Kabza in the back. We got Kabza in the back. We got all those people. This is mental liberation music at its prime when it's impossible to do so.
Yeah.
A lot of young people our age at the time were not doing that. We then take it upon ourselves to go do activations, taking young boys with to say, okay, Sharp, what are you doing, Sharp? We're not selling our tickets. The entrepreneurial mind now, the entrepreneurial bark now. Say, no, let's do your thing. We do that, we finish. But as you do that, MC, Togoza Mfana Gagogo, we young, dog, is the one that must go and collect Kabza the Small. Goes there. While we chilling there, MC Mfana Gagogo has gotten involved in the car crash.
True story.
At the time, he's Aubao.
He's not Togo's.
Guys. At the time, he's Aubao. Aubao gets involved in a car accident. We go get Kabza there. Kabza says, no, this boy must be saved. Kabza goes to Mametlake Hospital. Brought to you by Mental Liberation Music. Goes to Mametlake Hospital. Gets into the hospital and says, I want to see this Mrena. Sees the Mrena is safe. We leave Mametlake Hospital. I tell you, true story, dog. He's with a guy called Moki something. Mohau. He was at the time Mohau. He's a vocalist. Mokis or something. Is it Mokis, Nasi?
There's somebody called
Mokis, yeah, Mokis. He used to be part of the whole thing. He was driving a VW. I think he was more fortunate. I'm not sure, but I think he had a corporate like gig, so he was able to drive at the time. Kabza at the time did not have a car. You understand? Sharp. Kabza ana itransi. Kabza goes to Mametlake high vanel nali out. Nas figure out ngifuna ukubona lengwe. He sees the guy. We come out. We go to the ground. But now it's in the early hours of the morning. There was an accident. He got lost and stuff. The GPS is not moving. We do that. You understand? And then
people are thinking
this guy's scammed out. So he gets there, Kabza shakes a couple of hands and stuff. He can't play. People are moving away and stuff. Yeah. So that's the contribution and part of our blood, my brother, and passion was in that. But what I loved about it is that later, man, I mean, you know, when I saw MC Togoza Mfana Gagogo, he was not made by us, but from that school, right? From that school.
He was a part of it.
That school of hard work, that school of passion, that school of fighting all the time. There is no guy within our era that I've not fought with. I've fought with this one so many times. I've fought with him, Togoza Mfana Gagogo so many times. You know, I've set you down. I've fought with literally, Limpopo Boy and I used to fight the most. You understand? Yeah. So that school, my brother, is the school where I'm sitting down here today being interviewed by you in your studio with him behind. You know, that is that school. Limpopo Boy, my brother. And I was given the capacity and the opportunity through both our ancestors to understand what God was trying to say through that boy.
Yeah.
Ha ke tlhalosa ke re mosimano o romile ke modimo le badimo ba Africa go isa molaetsa ka maoto. There are dancers and there's Limpopo Boy. Now, we are the South African State Theatre. This is Chili Bite. There's Les Mahlanyeng. There's TP Bodese at the time.
Yes.
There's Limpopo Boy. There's a boy called Cosby. We had the biggest Friday platform in South Africa. Stand to be corrected, but at our prime, when Casper was doing Fill Up F&B, he wanted to come and do something at Mahofi Prison. That's the platform we were running. Now, we push. In 2017, we do something with the guys. I think 2017, 2018. We in Hatfield. Nasi, we in Hatfield. Were you in Hatfield? Chisanyama. Yeah, we Chisanyama. So we had Chisanyama, and then I had 500.
500 like
500 rand.
all right.
And I'm like, Vincent, let's book Limpopo Boy.
500.
There were two, chief. I'm like, let's book Limpopo Boy. We'll give them 250. I call Limpopo Boy. I'm like, Mahlats, where are you? Right?
Yeah.
He says, no, I'm at Europa. He loved Europa so much at the time. He says, I'm at Europa. Get into a grey Mercedes Benz. Go get Mrena. At the time, it's with TP, but the pictures are there. Yeah, the pictures are there. Get the guys for 500. leave. Okay, they come, they chill, have a couple of drinks and whatever, and they perform,
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, man. Mfano, urumile ki modimo le badimo.
Wa e bona di.
Urumile ki modimo le badimo ba Africa. Go tla go fitisa molaetsa ka maoto.
Yeah.
Kganya China rona re bone se fitlhe. Kganya Australia rona re bone se fitlhe. Through the connection ya antenne. Ha ba hua bolela le rena. Ba re botsa polelo ba re fa polelo ba re. Tlhokomela majaji ko pele mogala ba o tlotsa maga mogomo mo mothata. O tlotsa mako maru. How do we do that when he's charging 500 rand? But let him come home. We then had to go, this is our story. Yeah. We then had to go, take him where we took him to the other side. And then we started our journey. And we fought every time, but for the betterment of the man and for the growth of the man. And a lot was sacrificed. Mm-hmm. And today we can only be proud that he got where he got to. We did not make him, but our spiritual contribution to his career was fundamental and key. I don't know if that is a PR answer. This is the finest dance on the African continent. Chief, that guy, let me tell you what that guy did. People will say, no, you come to podcasts, you talk about other people. That is my story.
Yeah.
You understand? It is my story that has got Robert Mahlatsi.
I'm taking the backseat.
So that is my story that has got all of you guys inside. You understand? Now, we fly from here. First time I fly. You see the issue of when you and Nasi will be flying very soon, but you'll fly like you'll fly go shoot like somewhere. Yeah. You understand? The way Neo was telling you that we are here to pray. But we're not here to pray, but we're here to pray. You understand? Yeah. So now we fly first time. I get myself a passport. We organize our passports and stuff. We leave for Namibia first time, right? Yeah. Because we are intertwining. We are intertwined, right? Fly first time.
You go to
Namibia. We fly
before you go to the serious parts of it.
Yeah.
They say Namibian women are very beautiful.
Fuck. Bantoya. Man, I'm born again. I'm born again, dog.
Obviously, no.
Yeah, but it was back then, Namibia has got one of the very...
The melanin. They talk about the melanin.
Yeah, man, Namibia is very fun, my dog. So now... Yeah, but and they're very open. The people, they're very welcoming and stuff. And the women there don't want men from South Africa. They respect South Africans. I think one thing that I've realized, interacting with the people on the continent, I've been very, fortunate to interact with people on the continent. They respect South Africans. But one thing I hate about the majority of the foreigners is when you've got a good English accent and you're very smart and you can engage robustly in conversations. And they say to you, are you sure you're South African? And that's one of the biggest insults that majority of the so-called woke people, say, hey, yes, but I think my grandfather was from DRC. You're not from the DRC. The origins of grandmother. So relax. You're a South African.
Yeah.
So now you're within a group of intellectuals from Nigeria, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and they say, and you speak so well. And they do it with people who speak so well all the time.
They say we're not really African.
Do you understand? And now they say, are you sure you're South African? That's first thing, right? Yeah. Are you sure you're South African? That's an insult. Second of all, now they start saying, but you guys are not really Africans. And now with the issue of xenophobic attacks and xenophobia, we must be comfortable and be careful as leaders to say, no, we're not going to one Africa for all the people.
Are we really xenophobic though?
We're not really xenophobic, my brother. We're trying to protect our territory. You understand? You cannot come from where you are coming from, make a mess in my own yard, and I keep quiet.
I get it.
You cannot do that. And if we're not willing to have an open conversation about this issue, it means the relationship is toxic. How is it that you're messing up in my own yard? I'm not allowed to say anything. And when I say it, I'm xenophobic.
There's no way.
It cannot be. So we get into Namibia.
Yeah.
This guy is dancing against a guy called Vincent de Lasterwand. You can Google that guy. At the time, we were told he's the biggest dancer in Namibia. He went through the competition, literally, moved everyone. From
Sounds like an Afrikaner, right?
Bro, this is Namibia.
Yeah, but
Vincent de Lasterwand.
they don't have Afrikaners.
No, they do. It's Namibia.
Yeah,
Namibia is like Afrikaans, they Islandi Afrikaans, and then they've got like other languages that they slant there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but Afrikaans bakhona ibu. Now, Vincent de Lasterwand is the biggest dancer at the time. This boy called Robert Mahlatsi Toka.
Yeah.
Moroka Metsia Pula Muila Letlhaka gets into the stadium with only 4 fans, if not 3 fans. Myself, it's Vincent, it's LT Coast. So this guy's got only 3 fans.
Yeah.
3 fans in the whole stadium. Oh, I'm Dlalelo Limpopo boy. But Chomi boy. By the time we finished in the last round, the whole stadium in Windhoek, Namibia, was saying, Limpopo boy, Limpopo boy, Limpopo boy, the whole time.
TikTok is not moving at that time.
Leave TikTok. I had
TikTok
somebody
is
say
not
they're
moving.
bigger than TikTok. I think DJ Clay or someone say,
Yeah.
"Dog, I'm way bigger than TikTok." Like, I got famous before TikTok. TikTok was
Yeah.
not moving at the time. And
Yeah.
that's why now, so that was that journey, you understand? And TikTok at the time is not doing anything. The numbers, man, look, so sometimes you also understand with the disrespect that comes, in the name of the boys. It's like, you don't understand his journey and where he comes from. So we took him from there and we like, let's push. And we pushed until a time when it was no longer a thing to push together. We grew apart. Lockdown came, took a financial toll on all of us and stuff.
The split was mutual. It was okay.
It was not messy. It was not like messy. We're leadership. You have to understand that. We're leadership. And as leadership, you know how to avoid these things, And also, you have to understand this. If I think Vusi Tembawa says a lot that, it's very funny that we blame white people and all of that, but it's not black people. It's not white people that are going to destroy black people.
Yeah.
Actually, it's black people that destroy each other.
Yeah.
So at the time, my friends, personal friends, already started saying to me, boy, you deserve better, you can do better by yourself and all of that and stuff. So there was, chicks in the chicks in the same, chicks, so how much you say, I'm fine, you deserve better, man. About William, they're trying to pick up through you. You understand? That guy, even if he sits down here, I think he's going to come down to the podcast when he has time. He will tell you he had the most fair contract that you can ever think of. There was the most flexible contract because we didn't self-enrich. He had the most that contract was fair to him, and everybody of them, including him, he was the superstar of the record label.
Yeah,
you understand? And everybody's like, "Yo, is it possible that we can?" I remember the one time, when a V-Class was still a thing, and stories, man, and they were pulled out with a convoy, and just to make sure. At some point in time, Dr. Malinga was starstruck seeing Limpopo Boy that he saw as a dancer.
Dr. Malinga.
Yeah, bro. That's how Tira commented on that boy's video out in Centurion, Mercedes-Benz, on the latest, I think it was V300 or V350 at the time. With an actual designer that was designing clothes that were worn by him only and his partner in the country alone.
Living life.
Bro, this guy had a personal photographer organized by the company, self-funded at the time. Now, here's this one Sunday when we used to chill. Because we grow different. Talking to you makes me realize the little stuff that we did. Yeah. So we do that with the boy and then fall out. But it's not messy, man. We're not, it's this leadership. Cool. It's like, okay, guys, I've got responsibilities now and stuff. It's like, no, boy, now you're grand. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are sure of that. Yeah. Okay, Sharp Mvana, go and moor. And then he goes to moor back to what's this? He moors with the African queen. He moors with Mckenzie, and after they moor, obviously then we go apart. But let me tell you this very fine thing.
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, I'm looking for something, my brother. Oh yeah, but I'm looking for something, bruh. See, I'm not listening. He told us to multitask. I'm multitasking, bruh.
Yeah, cool stuff. So you know what to do, miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are here. So the one Sunday, we chilling with the guys, and we decided let's go to, I think it was Centurion Chisonyama. Was it Centurion Chisonyama? I think it was Centurion. I think it was a place in Medra.
I do tell an play so it's a good judge.
You know?
Kings in Centurion Chisonyama.
It's a place in Midrain. Oh, so Centurion Chisonyama wasn't Centurion. It's like a nice joint where there's booze, alcohol, and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I said booze and alcohol and didn't rectify me, but it's fine.
Yeah, no, but I understand.
So we Chisonyama and we moved the booze. You understand? Okay. So we used to go to those places on Sundays because Friday would be busy, Saturday would be busy, Sunday sometimes we'd be traveling. So if we had a gig, Saturdays and Sunday we're free, would like go out, and that time we were very fun because you'd have riders. So when you have riders, so like you'd have your nice liquor bottles in the somewhere in the car, and they would make you go around they'll make you try check what's going on in the country, And I remember the one Sunday, I was still buff. I was still buff,
No good cheap.
Yeah, not good cheap. So,
Okay.
and Vincent was buff as well.
Vincent.
Yeah, it was like.
Vincent.
Nali divinyana. Yeah. And we decided to go to Midrand where Kabza is playing. And I think Libo Boy was there as well. And we got there and he's like, yo, Kabza, give us our man.
How?
Kabza gave us our man. And
so was he aware that he?
Yeah, he was. Kabza was nice at the time, and then he's like literally.
I mean, like was he aware that
he must
the transactions were not made?
No, he was aware that they got a transaction because he came to the gig but he didn't perform. Yes. So we had agreed that there's a certain portion that must come back.
Yeah,
understand? So so we decided, let's go see the man. And clean, man. It was just buff, clean Sunday. And we like, yo, man, hey. Yeah, and he did, man. He's like, send me your account number. We did. And he didn't pay it clear. He moved it immediately.
Yeah.
And those were like literally fun times of being in the industry and running that particular, monster, that we were running at that particular time. And, it's when you look back now and you're like, yo, man, what do I do? Do I leave the industry after all the heartbreaks and stuff, radio and stuff, and being betrayed and all of that, and do what? But you remember the good stories, man. I remember the one time we went to, because we run a force. I'm a bro. First time, like we used to force. Like we went to there in Sandton at Benmore. It's Benmore. Where Tibo Touch had offices there, Capital, something like Capitol Hill, and then we go there. We say,
I can hear you and Tibo Touch on radio together.
Yeah, man. It was like, yo, Tibo Touch. We want Tibo Touch. But Tibo Touch, I think, say, man, we want Tibo Touch. They say, no, it's fine. He's not here, whatever. Then they say, give us your number. Yo, Tibo Touch called one time. He called on Vincent's phone. He calls. And then he says, yo, man, this is Tibo Touch. And Vincent says, who came like a Tibo Touch?
Yeah.
This is Tibo Touch.
Yeah.
And then Tibo Touch says,
King of radio.
I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, Tibo Touch puts John Legend on hold while he's speaking to Tupac's mother at the Auckland Park Studios, dog. You don't mess with Tibo Touch, dog. You don't mess with that. Tibo Touch had in studio Floyd Money Mayweather. And the COO Claudia at the time was like mad that they didn't have access to this, one of the biggest athletes of our time. And Tibo Touch has him on some chill. That's Tibo Touch, man. Tibo Touch first tells us that he is not your traditional radio, but you cannot avoid his radio. That's Tibo Touch, man. That's Touch, man. Touch moves differently, though.
Before we are fanning over Touch too much.
Sure.
I can safely say you're a man of God.
Yeah.
You hold God. You hold God very dearly.
I do, yeah.
To your heart. Yeah. Recently, there was something that was happening. Mandela Day.
Yeah.
The JCI.
Yeah, JCI, yeah.
With University of Pretoria, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
What does God mean to you? Let's just start there. What does God mean to you?
So I'll tell you how William Mkhomotsi Mashile Baloyi came about, right? My mom tells me that in 1993 she had a car accident. And she was literally like out, like she had passed out. Dead, like. Right? And then while she's negotiating with the ancestors and stuff and whatever, God inside, this old man comes to her and says, it's not your time. We've got a task for you the following year. And she had just lost my sister, Uneo. And in 1994, on the 29th, they are still confused between the 29th and the 30th. My parents say I was born on the 30th of July, and my ID says I was born on the 29th of July. Right? Talk about a Messiah, dog. 2 days. So now, my mom comes back from the pain of the accident and losing my sister.
Yeah.
And on that day, a year later, gives birth to me, and she calls me Mukhomotsi, which means comforter. That's a godly thing. That's a miracle. In 2011, I was hit by a car. Went up, came down, and I look at the car and I'm like, what happened to this car? They're like, yo, dog, it's you. It hit you. We are shocked that you're still standing. That's the second miracle, right? Earlier this year, I was involved in a very horrific car accident. Right? I was supposed to claim my life. And then again, God said, no, not now.
It's not your time.
It's not your time. Right? There are so many incidents where I could have lost my life and God intervened. When I came out of the accident, somebody said to me, Doc, it's your voice that you must use. That's what God wants. That's why it affected what it affected, but you still have your voice. Go and preach, William. Understand? And when I came in here today, I'm like, yo, God, use me in a way that I'm able to go back and say that I did it for you and I can be proud of it. And that's why we started the show the way we did. God means everything to me. When situations were tough in my house, my dad would say, Utloloka. That is because he had faith in the God. Whoa,
Yeah.
You know, I grew up to a mother that would go house to house just to make sure that we did not go to bed hungry. And that is because even though we were 4 in number, but we were not bigger or above. So God has done so much for me, if not everything for me, because I know he has done everything for me. God is everything to me. He's the foundation of my family. He's the foundation of the people I've lived with. I don't think there's anyone in my circle that I've never prayed with. Hence why the prayers that we used to hold at State Theater, you know. Yeah. Hence why, you know, the work that I've done, you know, going back to schools, believing in those kids and stuff. For me, it was a godly assignment, you know. Yeah. And my life took a turn when I really started focusing on the entertainment side of things only. Because everything I do has always been God ordained. God means everything to me. God is life to me. And I've seen him do miracles and perform miracles, man. And I hope he continues to trust me, and I hope he continues to be by my side, because Unalo Chief, that he's not an intruder, he's an intervener.
Powerful. Eh?
Yeah, he's not an intruder, he's an intervener. He intervenes. Sorry. Yeah. He must be invited.
We're still being on God.
Yeah.
You are a father.
Yeah, I am.
Right? And fortunately enough, we have a young chap with us in the studio.
Yeah.
He's working over initiative how to become a better father.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you to have boys that you're working with?
Yeah.
And being not woke is not the word.
Yeah.
But becoming a better father.
Yeah.
While you are still young.
Yeah.
And not even having a kid
yet. Yeah.
Having people to teach you.
Yeah.
Having, advices here and there by
Yeah.
How does that make you feel to have a seed like that?
Yeah. I mean, my relationship with Noah is very funny, man. I always feel it's spiritual. The other time I was chilling with him, and he tells the guys we're chilling with, they say, it's first time I chill with this guy this year, you know. And one can only be proud, Makaveli, but it's a godly thing, my brother. I cannot take credit. when they started hashtag I want to be a better father,
Yeah.
we were saying that I'm in the industry, right? When I left Amokhelang, I said to him, your father will come back, and when I come back, you'll change schools, right? And 10 years later, we couldn't change schools. So what does that mean? It means I'm a bad father, right? I promised, I was always on the road, and I never came back, right?
Yeah.
But Bonasi, they know, even when we were busy, I'd like take a week and go spend with my son.
Yeah.
Hence why the relationship we have now.
Yeah.
And they are saying, no, hashtag, I want to be a better father, right? I want to be a father that I never had. I want to be a father that I never experienced.
Yeah.
And I want that to be for my kid. If you go through the document of hashtag, I want to be a better father, artistically also it says that you must pay the artist so they can be able to take care of their kids. It's somehow political as well, but it's somehow revolutionary as well to say that for me to be a better father, for my hours, for my work, for the talent, for the gift that God has gifted to me, I need to get paid so that I can be a better father. When you become a better father, you solve so many problems that we've got in society. You build a stable home. You understand? There is in no way a boy who's raised in a very good family would come out here and stab all of us. It has to do with the brokenness of our society.
Yeah.
You understand? And a lot of us, when we advise each other, and we're chilling, we're like, I'm shy, understand? It's fun and good, but now when the child starts growing up and you're not around and stuff, and the boy starts thinking too much. That time I've got a family now, you know. I'm raising kids and stuff, and my kids are looking at that family, and they're like, yo, Kante, what happened? What was so wrong with me that my father couldn't stick around, but I can see that this guy can father. I can see that this guy can literally stick to one woman for some time. You understand? So I was very proud with Bone when they come up with the initiative hashtag I want to be a better father, and through the organization saying that this is what we want to do and this is the initiative I want to support, and you know, also I want to be a better father to my kids. I'm saying I want to be because it's not something I've attained or achieved yet. I'm saying that I want the opportunity to work with the people and you know, that mother my kids so that we can be better parents to our children. But I want to be accessible to my kids. And right now, I think the only thing I'm working on as an individual is just the funding part of it. You know, I want to fund their dreams. I want to fund their dreams. They must travel. Once you stretch your mind, it never goes back, you know. Yeah. And you never forget the first time you were on a flight. You never forget the first time you saw a different country. You never forget, you know, how it makes you feel when you touch with different people from different countries. You think different, you understand? And that's why you see majority of those cheese boys, no matter how bad you speak about them, if they're well traveled, you'll never bring them down. I mean, Theo tells us that when they spoke about Batu, it's him who says it. When they were speaking about Batu, he was somewhere in I think he was in Dubai or something like that. He was working for that accounting firm in Dubai. Yeah. And this guy from Netherlands said to him, why don't you venture into this? Right, that's the story he said at my event. The way I see my country, South Africa today, it was a mental liberation event. We were there, they were all there, but Tato, they were there and stuff. And he said he had a conversation with this guy. So I'm not speaking, it's not media. He was at our event called hashtag the West. And then he said there was this old white man who said, why don't you? And he did. And once you stretch your mind, it never goes back. And that's what happens here.
I'm gonna go somewhere. I really like this topic very much so.
Yeah.
Politically so.
Yeah.
Do you think we should open the borders and as Africa be one? Do you agree with what they're pushing?
Here's my issue with, and we were having this conversation. Is South Africa ready to open borders? And if you ask me, South Africa is not ready to open borders because of the high influx of people that are coming in. Yeah. And now we are exhausting the resources that South Africa has.
Yes.
Must Africa open borders and then we spread across Africa? There's a possibility of us doing that. But us opening borders must not mean everyone from the African continent must come down to South Africa.
Yes.
That will not work for South Africa. But if we are saying that we're creating one currency, one Africa, we no longer have borders. We're going to have free trade. That is okay. My problem is everyone coming from where they come from to South Africa and saying that is one Africa. That is not one Africa.
You can't do that.
That is not
and
one
also
Africa.
With the currency one, they're already trying to kill that president. He's a young president. He always wears military.
Yes. He's from Burkina Faso. Bukhari.
Yeah, they all
Bukhari.
trying
Yes.
to assassinate him.
The Mrena is saying that. Remember, this is what we're trying to fight ideologically.
Yes.
And the people who are saying that Africa should be one are not people who are outside of South Africa. These are people in South Africa who don't want to go back home.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're comfortable here. And they said, let there be one Africa. No, you can't do that. And when Gayton speaks to us, he informs us that politicians who are saying that let there be one Africa have been paid by those people. Gayton also tells us that there is a Somalian group that is saying it will never go back home. They would rather be war. In our own country.
Where?
In South Africa. They will never leave South Africa.
But they can't handle us.
Now, that one, they can never do. Yeah. But my issue is, how in the whole of Africa do we want to fight for one country and call it United Africa?
Kanjani.
We can't do that. Africa is so big, with plenty space. If we're going to do anything that has to do with collaboration, let's start first in our countries. Then when it's successful, let's discuss this issue of borderless.
Yeah, because it's not like we need you, you need us.
Julius goes up Africa.
Yeah.
They call him a young boy. They call him all of these names and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It goes back to the conversation we were having. Those people that we must combine with don't even think we're real Africans.
Yeah, they call us less of Africans.
No, you call us less of Africans. You call us less of a man. You say we can take your woman and all of that. And you want us to happily come to that relationship and say it's a correct relationship. Let's go with this relationship. It's a toxic relationship. Africa must first have a conversation. And when we're done having a conversation, we can then now discuss the issue of a borderless Africa. Somebody tells me this, that PLO Lumumba in his own country, the powerful voice that he has across the African continent, especially here in South Africa, he does not have in his own country. So we're very far from that issue of Africa being one. When things happen here on the African continent, they must happen in South Africa.
Also, we have different views, eh?
You understand?
Like Uganda.
Yes.
When it comes to sexuality, they don't agree with what is happening in South Africa.
I've worked with Ugandans.
Yeah.
Ugandans believe in mooring each other psychologically. If I'm able to steal 2 million from a fellow Ugandan, Batuam 7, they call them Batuam 7, they don't have a problem with that. They think you are a better thinker on that day. Colleges in South Africa as we speak now, if it's not Boston Media, I went to Boston Media House. If it's not Boston, it's not Rosebank, all of those things. Rosebank, Boston, owned by white people. TNC and all of that owned by the government. The rest of the colleges are owned by Ugandans. So when they say, let there be one Africa, it's for the sake of their bread. Even the day South Africans get crazy, they must not check our documents. No, comrades, let's discuss.
Again.
It's not for the sake and the betterment of the African child. When people come into South Africa and now a child is sleeping while they are standing, and you are saying we must create the United States of Africa, we can't do that. Who goes there and do that? When there's high level of prostitution in clubs that are run by illegal foreign nationals, and you are saying we must come here and discuss one Africa. How do we discuss one Africa at the expense of South Africa? These people are here to accept us. There was a law. I've spoken about this law before. Ugandans, they know it very well. There was a law in Uganda that said you can visit every country on the African continent, but don't visit South Africa. It's violent.
Yeah?
Yes. They must tell you the truth when they see you. They said you can visit any country on the African continent, not South Africa. It's very violent. We are afraid of people who are afraid of us themselves. Even Nigerians are afraid of us. I'm not starting or insinuating or inciting anything. I'm just saying this is our own country. As they would have loved for it to be in their own countries with respect, let it be the same thing here in South Africa. If we're going to discuss the United States of Africa, let us discuss it at the expense of all countries involved on the African continent. If we cannot do that, then that conversation is useless. You saw when they were in Midrand and they were discussing in that parliament of African countries where Julius was saying to that guy was saying, I'll kill you. And Julius was saying, I'll kill you too. We are yet...
I'm not informed about that one.
There was a video where Julius said to that guy, I'll kill you. And they were fighting physically with this Zimbabwean, this lady, this female from Zimbabwe. Yes. We cannot coexist in one room in a festival of ideas. So when you say...
Was Morocco and Egypt and all those ones there?
Yeah,
they represented there?
Yes, because it was not a SADC thing. It was not a SADC thing. It was an AU thing. It was an African Parliament thing. So they
they agree with it?
No. Remember,
I don't think Morocco...
No. Remember, those people don't even want to associate it. They consider themselves to be... Yes. So when you are saying the United States of Africa, have you fully considered all the issues that come with the United States of Africa? It's not self-hate. But if those people have not accepted as yet, why must we force ourselves into that relationship? It's a very dangerous relationship. When you fight in a taxi, a Nigerian woman coming with short money inside the taxi, and the taxi driver was struggling with English, saying, but this money is short. And then that one says, it's all the money I have. It's all the money I have. And then the other one says, no, get off. He says, stupid South African. Stupid South African. What do you mean? He's got a name. His name is Spoo. Stupid Spoo. But when you say stupid South African, it's war, my brother. And it's psychological. Those people were taught not to do anything with us. Those people were taught that we are not worth anything. It's only us who said during that World Cup that Bagana. What is Bagana? Ghana was doing very well in that World Cup.
Yeah.
And we were forcing ourselves into that relationship because we were the host in 2010.
Yeah.
They never accepted us. They never wanted to do anything with us. They don't see us that way. I'm telling you, my brother, I'm in the water space. They know we are in the water space.
Yeah.
People who are producing water in South Africa, if not Valpre and all those big brands, are Ugandans. And one time, leadership, these people came here to take over. You see, I disagree with Gayton on many things, but when he tells you about this takeover, you guys must take that guy very serious. These people are here to take over.
What do you disagree with them on?
No, you see, Gayton politically he needs to khabula a bit, man. He must represent something.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
this thing.
spinning,
No. Spinning, I see. Now, one time you are standing for the criminals, and now we are still dealing with this issue of you removing foreign nationals and stuff when we voted for you. And then this now you want to be a motivational speaker as a chief. Choose one thing.
Nah.
No. Gayton, let's fight for one particular issue and say, wow, we stand firm on this issue. Don't be all over, man. Don't be all over, Gayton. Fix your house. You understand?
Yeah.
Fix your house. And now fix this issue of people when somebody is booked with EFF, it was not during his time. When somebody is booked by EFF, now this other party does not want to book that particular person. I'm an artist, I must eat, my kids must eat. Let's think about that. You understand? So, my brother, the issue of One Africa requires that we think. And it does not require that we depend on political parties to tell us what we must do. It's very dangerous. We don't know who feeds their pocket. He who feeds you controls you. It's very dangerous to trust on politicians for that which we want for this particular country. South Africa cannot unite at the expense of South Africa. It's very unfair.
The GNU?
I mean, look, it's the best thing to happen to the country if properly orchestrated and executed. Why am I saying that? The other time I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, who do we put in power? Like, do we put Julius? Hey. Julius is still coming. We put Julius some other time. I'm like, do we put the DA? I'm like, God, that's selling out the country. You can't give the country to the DA. I'm like, do we go back with the ANC without any discipline? I'm like, no, but you cannot put the ANC. Do you put Musi? No, you can't put Musi. What do we do? Let's go into a government of national unity. I don't know if it was a stunt, but the Minister of Police is already on duty. This one, Gayton, is already shaking these people there that were chowing money there by arts and culture.
Yeah.
So now there's a diversity in there. Can it work? It has a great potential of working. I'm very much for it.
Yeah.
Because nobody has got absolute power. Because we were taught in Animal Farm that absolute power corrupts. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is what we're dealing with here. So with regards to that, and when it comes to that, that is the issue we are particularly dealing with.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the issue that we're particularly dealing with. And we want to find a solution where a government of national unity will work for South Africa. But for now, I was saying that there is no political party that was supposed to be given ultimate power.
No, I mean, I don't know. Are you nervous today because your brother is here? What's happening? All right.
Okay.
I'm enjoying.
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm, it's like I'm in the theater. You know.
Yeah.
Just listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food for thought.
Yeah. Food for thought. Yeah.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Yeah.
Spoke about you being a father.
Yeah.
And everything. I mean,
Yeah.
How's marriage life?
Also,
I want invite Mara.
yeah, man. A lot of people say I did not do that, but it's very, yeah, But let's talk about marriage life. Marriage is an institution.
Yeah.
A lot of people want a wedding and the waiting day, not the actual marriage.
All right.
You understand? But he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord.
Okay.
You understand? So, marriage life, my brother, is an institution where you die and the other person die and you become one flesh. And it's an institution that requires also how both people were brought up. Because those issues, whether you like it or not, will go hand in hand and they will clash.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm enjoying this experience, an institution called marriage. It's not an easy thing. It's no child's play. Because you fix all the time, you build all the time, you come to create something that you can deal with in the near future. You no longer think for yourself, now that these people called kids and what you're not, and whatever decision that you're going to make must also include, in the main, the fact that there are kids here, there's the wife and all of that. So I'm enjoying this marriage life. It's an institution. It requires a lot of advice. It requires a lot of conversations with the she, whether she's talkative or she's not talkative. Comrades must engage. And I've also learned that it's not only just about people having sex. Says no. You don't have to move all the time. It's a festival of ideas.
Yeah.
How do you build a house having sex? You must build. You must get money, go to build it, and all of that. If you're buying that property, you must work, accumulate, and then buy that particular property and buy other things and invest in other things. So marriage is an institution that a lot of us were never taught about properly. A lot of our grandfathers and grandmothers said to us, "Roll out ladibona," and they didn't impart so much knowledge in us that is going to allow us the liberty to can be able to excel in marriage. And I wish everyone the best with regards to marriage.
Is it not a contractual financial plan?
It is. Bare keng ke go thusa, ke go agisa. Yeah. So in regards to even now, my wife is calling.
No, it's a different type of ball game.
My wife is calling, so
different.
If she calls so many times, I know there's something. Yes, love.
Yeah,
baby.
You can't relate. I mean, first of all, Mama Mojela. You can't relate.
Wait, baby, how are you?
I mean, listen to that.
Yes.
Baby, how are you? You can't relate.
Yes, baby. Baby. Hello. Yes. Oh, okay, sharp. How much can shoot that then? Get la mirela. Oruida. Can shoot, so at least after no. Kaka 4 can chase maybe. 4. Yeah. No, maar gishuda, agero is gishuda Mckenzie. Oh, okay. But now we magay mo. Yeah, I can miss call. But I'm shooting. The reason I'm answering your call is because you're the mother of my child. So if something is happening to my child, I must check if that. So let me finish shooting. I'm finishing now at 4, then I'll call you. Sure. Yes, comrade.
How does it feel saying you're the mother of my child? I just want to know.
It's I spoke to a couple of my little brother's a father. So he said,
Which one?
Tabang.
Tabang?
Yeah, so he
Who's
said,
Tabang?
Tabang is Monate.
Monad?
Yeah, but I church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he tells me, he's like, yo, bro.
Church also.
Church is a father,
Yeah, I'm the godfather.
Oh, you're the godfather? Oh, yeah, it's chief.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chachi is like a father of two. And then...
Father of two?
Yeah, Chachi is a father of two. And his brother...
I gotta do something.
His brother is a father of one.
I have to do something. Yeah.
So he says to me, no... It's true, I can't believe that I'm a father. What that. I always like wake up and look at this boy and say, yo, am I a father? Really a father, And it's a different feeling, man. You can never really believe it. Like for Majida, I don't think Majida ever get to believe what I'm a father. Like there's this foreign feeling. Even mothers sometimes are like, this is my kid. They say it on TikTok all the time. It's like, ew, sometimes I wake up and this is my kid. Yeah. Kid, yeah. So there's that feeling, but it's the most amazing feeling. Imagine you get into the house and the baby jumping out. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I've got my...
What does that do to you, actually?
Yeah, man. It's like, but yeah, my daughter... my daughter...
Specify.
It's I think as a motivational speaker, sometimes you leave so much, and that's why I feel one of the most best motivational speakers in the world end up killing themselves and they don't do well in their families. Sometimes you go off reality so much, you want to do the perfect movie stuff that you miss out on the little stuff that really matter. And it's only now I've got two daughters. It's only now with my daughter that really I get to experience that love, and I cannot get enough of it, and all of that, and it's just a beautiful feeling, man. It's just a beautiful feeling, and I really pray to God that God protects and preserves her little soul and her whole body, and she gets to grow, and we get to have that relationship. It's one that I yearn for, because I don't leave with my daughter, my first daughter, and it was just crazy. And with my daughter is crazy because my first daughter is crazy because she used to call me Willie before she called me Papa. Then she called me Papa Willie. Then she ended up calling me Papa.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's just graduation. It was the first time I get and I would leave and she would cry. I'm like, yo, what? Why you crying? And when I got inside the door there, and she runs towards the door, I'm like, what? So it's a crazy feeling, man. You must be ready for it. It requires that you be ready for it, and don't make kids with wrong people, man. It's a lifetime investment. Yeah.
I want to put you on the spot.
Sure, King.
You are given a chance to go on the up and up.
Yeah.
You're given a chance to present podcasting with Darius.
Yeah.
To the world.
Yeah.
And we give you the mic.
Yeah.
Here it is. I just love for you to hear how you would bring it to the masses. Or how you go into
yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, like he said, man, I'm rolling here with my boy Daniel, or rather Darius Mckenzie, one of the very finest to ever do it. It's an honor and a great privilege for me to be next to this man. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to give to you one of the very finest podcasting platforms on the platform of all platforms. Right now, as I say to you, before us, there was no one. After us, there will be no one, which makes us the only one. We are told that other major platforms that do the same thing that we're doing were found shaking when they were told, ukuthi umanqoba, umkhihlisi, umashaya, podcasting with Darius is coming. Shaya kuphela.
Press that thing of yours there. Press that thing of yours there. What are you saying?
Yeah, man.
How are you not on Metro FM, Radio 2000 with that?
I mean, man, it's. I have to be very honest with you. I've never failed like auditions and all of that and stuff. I think my problem was not I thought I would grow into it, you know. So I did it for free so much. I thought my time was coming, and I realized my time is not coming. I have to go out there and hustle and push hard. And the reason we're not on Metro FM was just because there was a delay, you know. It's not a denied dream, is a delayed dream, and it's coming. It has to come very soon. It has to happen, man. I've been on radio before. It was not my time. My time is, you know, I realized that I have to work towards it coming. So I will push towards my time coming. We just delayed, but we're not denied. We coming. We have to come, man. I'm not on Metro, yes, but we have to come. We coming. We have to do it. We're gonna work towards it. We're gonna push towards it. We have to be there. My dream was to be on Motsweding FM, man. Growing up, you know.
You have the mic. You can. Motsweding FM
a re dire jana ile bekae metsotso ile soma matlhano morago ga ura ya bone re ja morato o senkare ka sepe re ka kwana mo mabatho a re ja morato le moresi le morati wa Motsweding FM a re dire jana re swara mo go 0661302048 0661302048 re ja morate ke ne ke go tsetse makabaza buka two shoes go tswa mo albumong ya gagwe ya 2006 fa re dubula ga jana jana ke go tsela mapiano ya ke go tsela fa Scorpion Kings ke Kabza the Small motho ba tle ba mise ba re ke msolozi tsamafa le maporisa simana kwa Soshanguve ba dira ga bontle utlwa fa ba go tsela setlamo se sa sose ba se dira a re jemerate se ke Motsweding FM konka bokamoso tota.
Hi again. Dream delayed but not a dream denied.
No, definitely.
This was a super episode.
Yeah.
Very soothing to the mind and very intellectual.
Yeah.
Eye-opening.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. I'm proud of you and Nasi and what you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. When I got in here, like I really felt I was going into a proper real studio. It reminded me of my time of like walking into any big establishment, whether it be at the SABC or where. But when I got in here, I'm like, yo, man, those guys are really kicking some serious behind. And really proud of you guys and what you guys are doing here. And shout out to Neo for coming out here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tato Poet, who's part of our team. And shout out to my wife for allowing me to go to the people, because without her I can't go to the people. And shout out to my sons and shout out to my daughters. They're the bacon of what I do, man. And thank you very much again, man, to each everyone that I never get to mention, man. I come from the school Sabo Pai Pai, but Pai Pai, they really played a role in my life. Wokhrotman Temba, Temba Ganyati passed away just the other day. I come from that school, man. I come from a school I'm a hardcore, I come from the school of the guys that never give up, you understand? Yeah. So I come from that school, man, and I'm very grateful to each and everybody that's ever given me a platform. And every time I make noise, I never get to thank them enough. I never get to mention their name or shout their name or Bruce Tole, it's but they really taught me a lot.
Yeah. No. And again, I know, I mean, as a rapper, I don't like to be outshined.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my outro, and I know he's gonna do his own outro.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, man, we're not in the same league, bro.
Yeah.
So it was your boy, the DARIUS, Teresa Hustle, up in the cut. And thank you to Mr. Baloyi. Do you want to do an outro?
No, man, I can't do that. It remains your show.
Yeah.
I hustle, Darius. Man, you're doing a great job. You guys are going far, man. Like, when you get there, just give us a shout, man. And we never really even thought this interview was going to happen or come because, the Warenas, when you work with them, and they're like, we don't know that guy. So I was shocked when this guy said,
I know.
Come through,
We are the seeds of what,
Yeah.
So,
no, thanks, guys.
Hey, man, thank you. It's a wrap, baby.
Shop ki korota batho so bamphone yena.